What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, oh boy, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So, today's movie review is, as you can see, Popeye's Revenge, and as you know, we've been following this film since it was somewhat announced. I mean, when we covered it, the topic, the news update, when we got the first look images. We covered this when the trailer came out. We did a trailer review reaction, and I said along the way, regardless of what those look like, I'll still give it a chance. I'll still give it an opportunity to win me over. So when it becomes available, we will watch it. We will do a review on it and let you know. So this film came out a week ago yesterday, and I rented it on Amazon Prime for purchase or rental. I did not purchase it. I rented it. Glad I only rented it. And I started it the other night. Ended up just stopping it because I knew I wasn't going to be able to finish the whole thing. And then so I started it again last night, finished the whole thing, and the entire way through, I had some regret. I was regretting my life choice of giving an hour and 19 minutes of my time to this. And I want to also set some foundational things before we get into my actual thoughts. I'm not one to bag on a film. I'm not one to bag on TV series. I figure, people have a passion to do things. They have a passion for creating things, whether that's film, TV series, or anything else that you're creative in. So the individuals behind this film, in this film, obviously have a level of passion to do it, and hopefully they do. And if they don't, and they were just doing this because it became public domain, thought it would be fun to do this, to maybe try to gain some internet clout, I don't know. I don't know the rationale, because keeping in mind this is one of 3 Popeye domain films coming out this year. There's this one, Popeye the Slayer Man, and then Shiver Me Timbers. Those other 2 are supposed to come out this year as well. And I'm hoping that those 2 fare far better than this one. This one was pretty rough. I don't understand some of the reviews that's gotten out there, meaning I even saw some 10 out of 10 reviews on this. I would love to talk to that individual, because I would love to understand what they saw that I didn't see, or maybe we were watching 2 different movies, because I literally saw on it, they put fun and best, one of the best horror films in 2025. Well, we're only a month and a half into 2025, so maybe so far, maybe in 2025 is what they meant, but in their review they mentioned greatest kills, greatest humor, and I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm watching, because we're not watching the same movie. We must have 2 different things completely mixed up, because that's not at all what this is. So I want to just set all that to say is I'm going to be harsh, but I'll be as polite in my critique as I possibly can. So if you were looking forward to this film, I would still tell you, go watch it for yourself. Go form your own opinion. I have always said that. I will continue to always say that, regardless of what I think of a film or TV series. We're all going to have different tastes. It's all subjective. So again, this is just my opinion based on my likes and dislikes. So from this point forward, we are going to talk spoilers about Popeye's Revenge. As I mentioned, it's an hour and 19 minutes, and wow, I wish I could get that hour and 19 minutes back. So because the film is only just a day over a week out there available, I'm not going to get into too many spoilers, just because, again, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been wanting to see this, because, again, it's one of those public domain characters, public domain films. So I want to give people opportunity to go see it without completely spoiling it for them. So I'm going to keep it very high level, and then give my score, give my thoughts, and then just wrap it up. So this won't be a long review, and by any means, because it is a fairly new film that's out. This movie made no sense to me. Made no sense. And I know what you're thinking. It's a public domain based on Popeye. It's not going to make sense. Or did you think it was going to make sense? How dumb are you? No, I didn't think it was going to make complete sense, but I would hope that there would be some level of a story to follow. And it felt like there was literally no story. It just felt like, hey, public domain character Popeye, let's make a horror film, and let's just get our cameras, get out there and start filming it in a remote area. That's what it felt like. The kills I'm sorry. We're very, very bad. Very bad. I'll give you two examples. One, actually, no, I'll give you three examples. One of the first kills, one of the ladies at the very beginning of the film, you see Popeye off in a, we're it's like we're standing behind Popeye and we're looking across this little pond or puddle lake, whatever. It couldn't be a lake; it had to have been like a little pond. And we see him walk up, and we see the anchor he's carrying is his weapon throughout the film. And we see that kind of slowly move down from the shadow. So you're thinking, oh, this is going to be pretty epic. So he manages to sneak up behind her, and the way they make it sound was he just cracks her with this anchor, and she falls. But next thing you know, she's rolled over on her back, scooting away, screaming, and it's like, wait a minute. That wouldn't, and with very little blood coming out, and the blood that was on her face was very wasn't look fresh. It was very dry, as if that she'd been bleeding for a while, and just managed to trip and get found in the woods somewhere. One of the most unrealistic kills I've seen until we got to another kill in this film. And it's one of those classic horror slasher films. You have one of the girls who once, is sleeping with one of the guys who's cheating on his girlfriend, and she's left. Now he leaves her off in the hot tub, and she decides, I'm just gonna sit here in the hot tub, half exposed, and whatever. So she's in the hot tub. Popeye comes up behind her and is standing a bit higher than her, like he's on a step or a stool, and he's using the anchor to kill her, and he's like choking her with like one of the curve points here, and again he's a good 3 or 4 feet up above her, and she's down below, and as he's using like one of the spikes to drive into her, the scene switches to his face, and blood gets like splashed or squirted up onto his face, but the direction of the blood as if someone was just standing right in front of him with a squeeze bottle and squeezed it all over his face. And then it quickly goes back down to her, and then the same thing. And it's like, well, wait a minute, that would make zero sense. I mean, the blood would not have come directly from in front of him. I mean, especially when she's like 4 feet down below in a hot tub. And then when she dies, it was just one of the most unrealistic deaths. I know it's a movie, but I mean, it was just very, very bad until we get to another kill in this film. One of the other kids is sitting on a small dock over this lake, doing some inappropriate things, which again, as if they did this scene just to have this individual do this. Popeye then uses the anchor to injure this individual, and I won't get into any details, but the way this kid is screaming, and I say kid, he's probably like 19, 20 years old. The way he's screaming is so unrealistic, and he's pausing, and Popeye comes up behind him, and Popeye, it's making you believe he's like reaching into his back to pull out his spine, but he reaches into his shirt, and you literally see him like pull something out underneath the shirt. I mean, you're watching the whole thing happen. It's not like this was something missed in editing. You watch him pull out what is clearly a 100% fake spine, because then he holds it up, and it's just like this plastic spine, and it's just completely straight, no problems, no give, no nothing. And then Popeye throws it on the dock. It kind of bounces a bit, not covered in blood, not covered in anything. And then he manages to then pull the kid's head off, which looks even worse. And it was just a bad kill until we get to another one. And this kill, this kid gets, he tries to think he's going to box Popeye. Gets Popeye on the ground, he's punching him. And it's as if the sound, though, someone in sound editing forgot to do their job, because you can't really hear what's happening. Popeye grabs it. So imagine if my fist is out like this, someone grabs you like this and pushes your wrist back this way. You see that happen. You see his wrist get pushed all the way back, where it almost like breaks his wrist, and his entire his forearm completely. But then, I mean, and he just gives out this little scream, like, oh, no big deal. Yeah, that's not good. But then he gets up to then continue fighting Popeye, and it's as if his wrist isn't broken. He's not in pain, not hurt, no big deal. And he then gets shoved into this little wooden spike through his eye, and then now he's just stuck to this door. Now, those are just the bad kills. There's numerous other characters that just had it was just very poor acting, not very believable. The kills that did happen were all predictable. It's like you knew, oh yeah, we're getting ready for a kill scene, or you thought to yourself, like one girl was running through the woods and for some reason she just kept tripping. It wasn't like she had a broken ankle or a wound or a twisted knee. It was as if she ever so often thought to herself, oh, I forgot how to run and I'm falling down and everyone's leaving me behind. There was that. And then one of the last things I'll mention before we'll wrap this up, because again, it's just, maybe it's just one of those things where it's so bad you just have to see it because you just can't look away. But then there's this other aspect where 3 of the parents get to the cabin where the kids are at to try to save them. So as soon as they show up, they drive there. They pull up. You hear a car like driving and pulling up, but then when the camera moves over, you can tell that the car wasn't driving. They were all just sitting there waiting. Like they didn't even bother to film the car driving, and they just did like the sound effects. And they leave the car, and within the span of 4 minutes, the girl that manages to remember how to run gets to the car, and now all of a sudden the car won't start. The car's dead. And Popeye then catches up to her, flips the car over, and it's leaking gas everywhere. He lights a match for his pipe. He drops it. It eventually sets the car on fire. But then when they panned away, you can see that there's just like this little bonfire inside the car. Again, there was just, I understand people's passion to create things, but it almost felt like this was just done, like this film was just put together just to do it. Like, hey, we're bored, let's just do it. Let's put it out there, get internet clout, whatever. Again, that's just perception and assumption. So I would give this, I mean, we do like halves here. Like we do scores out of 5, but we do like 3.5, 4.5s, 2.5s. We do the 0.5s. If I can't give this a 0, maybe I can. If we do zeros, I'm giving it a 0 out of 5. If I can't give it a 0 out of 5, I have to give it something. 0.5 out of 5. It was that bad. I will never, ever watch this again. There's no one can convince me to watch this again. I won't do it. I would rather just sit and stare at a blank screen in silence for an hour and 19 minutes. This was not good at all. I'm really hoping the other 2 films based on the character are much better than a 0.5 because again, this was not that good. So my opinion would be is to save your money, wait for this to come onto a streaming platform that you already pay for. And if you have an hour and 19 minutes that you just absolutely do not care losing, you do not care about ever getting back, then absolutely then spend it here. If you cherish that time in your life, whether that is spending it with loved ones or watching grass grow, go do one of those 2 things. Do not watch this. It is that bad. So that's where I stand on Popeye's Revenge. 0.5 out of 5 if I'm having to give it a score, like an actual score. If not, then it is a 0 out of 5. I do not recommend the film. However, as I've always said, go watch it for yourself. If you want to spend the price to rent it and then watch it and then come back and let me know in the comment section what you thought. I would love to know if you rated it higher. If not, wait for it to hit a streaming platform. Then come back and again, let me know what you thought, because I would love to know if you rated it higher. I want to know why you're rating it higher. So that's where I stand on Popeye's Revenge. drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you've actually did rent it already, or if you made the mistake, in my opinion, of purchasing it. Let me know what you thought about it. If you haven't, don't let my thoughts, my reviews, my opinions sway you. I would still say go watch it for yourself, but I would say go into it with, hey, you've been warned about it. So you have no one to blame but yourself if you come out of it feeling like, why did I just do that to myself? So also, if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We are just, I think, roughly about 14 or 15 subscribers away from hitting that 500 mark. So again, if you haven't done so already, please do so. Otherwise, everyone have a great weekend, and we will see you at the next one. Peace.